Hi, everyone. It's great to be here. You have an amazing city, by the way. Both of my parents are Ukrainian, so it's a great time and also a great opportunity to come back and see where they grew up. So it's great. A couple of quick questions. How many of you hold crypto assets in general? May it be Bitcoin, Ethereum? Perfect. How many of you participated in ICO? Okay, nice. How many of you are thinking of participating in ICO? Okay, so the rest of you. Cool, so this is actually kind of aimed for you guys. I've been in the blockchain space for around 5 years now. I'm a developer. I've been contributed code to some of the open source projects existing in this industry. In the past year and a half, I've been investing my own money into crypto assets, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and obviously the various ICOs happening around the world. And by far, this is the biggest use case for blockchain technology. It has the possibility and opportunity to change fundamentally the financial system. It has the opportunity to create a new asset class, which is the crypto asset. And as a result of that, it creates also a new type of companies, because blockchain companies are fairly different than traditional companies, both in their governance and the way they create value. Just think about it, an ICO, right? Everyone is thinking that it's only to raise capital, but just think of the huge community created around each project. It's something that every startup wishes for, and in the blockchain space, it's out of the box, which is truly incredible. It also results, obviously, in the market cap. I think by now, most of the people already know that blockchain is here to stay, and blockchain has the opportunity to, again, change fundamentally things. And we see it in the market cap. I think that now it's anywhere between 100 and 160 billion dollars, which is truly amazing for anyone who's been in the industry for more than 1 year, because a few years ago, it was sub 10 billion. At the hype of 2013, when Bitcoin was all-time high back then, it was 13, 14 billion dollars. But the truly amazing figure is the liquidity in the market and the volume it generates. So anywhere between 6 and 10 billion dollars, even more so, which indicates a very strong market and very good for investors as well. Which is, again, it's something which is truly amazing for anyone who's been in the industry for a while now. Anyone can guess what was kind of the average trading volume of Ethereum, Bitcoin, let's say April 2017? Right, it was sub-million, right? On Poloniex, April 2017, the average was $800,000, okay? This is how we grew up in 6 months. So it's really incredible, but it creates a lot of challenges. So the learning curve, both for people holding assets, and you can see it on yourselves because a lot of you holding crypto assets, the big ones, Bitcoin and Ethereum, but not all of you are participating in other diversification kind of instruments like ICOs, is that the learning curve to enter the market is incredibly high. It's a whole new market, a whole new investment instruments, and never seen before, which creates a lot of challenges and friction for newcomers. And obviously, our goal as an industry is to grow up. We want more people coming in. Brooke Pierce talked about anywhere between 10 and 20 million people holding crypto assets. Well, the number of people holding not Bitcoin or Ethereum, but other crypto assets is much, much, much lower. It's probably in the hundreds of thousands. And this also, if we started by saying this is one of the biggest use cases of blockchain technology, one of the biggest opportunities, it also becomes one of the biggest challenges. We need to find ways to remove friction and make this thing much more accessible for a wide variety of people. And so this is essentially our objective. CoinDash was formed by investors, for investors, in order to remove the friction and make crypto trading accessible, which is incredibly important. And we start with the basics. Most people, and I'm sure you guys see it on yourself, most of you are using Excel sheets in order to manage your portfolios, keep track, how many assets I'm holding, what's the price. It's very inefficient. It doesn't give you the real insight into how your portfolio is performing. And again, just think about it. If those tools do not exist, newcomers entering the market have much harder life to understand better the market. And so we start with the basic portfolio management tools. Give people automated tools that can keep track of their portfolio and make sure they understand how the portfolio is behaving. On top of that, we're building something we call social trading, which is essentially to remove a lot of the friction, the information gap between newcomers and people already in the market. So you'll be able to see other people's portfolio, see their tradings, get signals from them, copy their investments, Again, everything to remove as much friction as possible and make this thing accessible. And the end goal is to create a marketplace. Because as you see, ICOs are kind of the first investment vehicles, investment instruments coming into market. But just keep in mind that there's a second wave of investment instruments coming into play. You have decentralized hedge funds and decentralized indexes and decentralized CFDs. All of those instruments will make the market much more efficient, but also much more complex. And so a marketplace where everyone can come, see the performances, see what you should buy, get insight from other traders, and execute a trade in one single place is an incredible idea, and I think this is what the industry in a lot of aspects is lacking. So this is a screenshot of the dashboard. You can go to app.coindash.io today, hook up your various Ethereum accounts, and get a real insight into your performance. And again, everything is automated. You do not need to enter manually your trades or your holdings. Everything is automated, which makes it much more efficient. And you can get a day-by-day balance, the different balances you had, the various values in USD, all of that information, allocation tables, risk-adjusted results, all of those things which are so lacking right now, you can get it for free. Enter app.coindash.io, and this is the beginning. It's important to notice that CoinDash is blockchain agnostic. That is, wherever and whenever you have good blockchains providing trading. For example, Ethereum is incredible in that sense. We'll be integrating to because we want to facilitate people having better tools and see them. So we started with Ethereum. We did a POC with Rootstock. Anyone knows what Rootstock is? You need to read about Rootstock. Rootstock will bring the Ethereum technology stack on top of Bitcoin. Incredible use case and incredible business proposition. And so we did a POC with Rootstock. It went incredibly well, and we'll be integrating once Rootstock will be alive towards the end of the year. I want to take you through kind of, this is the kind of the vision, but what we went through as a company the past year. Everyone is talking a lot about ICOs, but I want to give you kind of a first insight into what it means to be a company doing an ICO. And so we started about a year ago. We started without even knowing CoinDash will become a company. We started by participating in a hackathon. Back then, it was November 2016. We won that hackathon among 70 other projects from all over the globe. And that gave us the first validation and true belief that there's something to be built here. The second thing was trying to build a proof of concept, make sure that what we're proposing is actually feasible. You need to understand that everything we do is for the first time. The user experience of the platform is for the first time. Nobody is used to or accustomed to it. How you integrate for various blockchains for the first time. And so we needed to make sure that we can deliver what we're promising the world and setting the vision for the company. The next step was to build a community. We've touched about it before, but community is incredibly important in this industry. This is what drives company, this is what drives their funding, and this is essentially what determines if a company is good or not. Ethereum, for example, is very much, its success is very much due to its amazing community and developers coming into play. And so for us, building a community was incredibly important, and towards our ICO, which was about two months ago, we had 30,000 people in our community all over the world, China, Europe, US, everywhere, which was an incredible force. During the ICO, we had 100,000 unique visitors in our website. To put it in context, we're talking about anywhere between 300,000 or 400,000 people even participating in ICOs, so about a third of all the industry. Incredible numbers. And we launched a proof of concept, a beta for our product, and had 1,200,000 people using it right now, which is, again, due to the amazing community. The ICO obviously gave us the funding we needed towards the future to facilitate and kind of create and execute our vision. And so this is what was in the past and present now, and I want to take you to the future and kind of a small announcement we're making. Our roadmap is leading us to partnership with various exchanges because, again, we're very trading oriented. And so our platform is starting to integrate various exchanges throughout the next few months. We're starting with HitBTC, is one of the biggest exchanges in the world, has $130 million daily trading volume. And so this is our first integration. We already announced it, but following this conference, we'll make this available in our app, so anyone who has a HitBTC account can go in a few hours to app.coindash.io, hook up his Ethereum accounts or HitBTC accounts, and get real insight into his portfolio, and from there we'll take it to the ability to see other people's portfolio and investments. Following HitBTC, we'll be integrating with other exchanges to create an ecosystem around our platform in order to everyone being able to access and get real insight and being kind of onboarded into the crypto trading universe. Thank you.